Hey, what's up guys, it's Oakley, and we're going to be doing a massive battle that's somewhat a blend of the traditional massive battles and a sub-commanders. I called this a massive battles because, well, it is massive, as is the case with sub-commanders, and it's kind of got the sub-commanders blend because we decided to do kind of an integration. So you'll see that the attacking forces are actually 3 armies, it's a 3v3, and it's going to be sort of a Gothic army and combined with the Huns. So what we decided to do was these guys have to take different factions, so the attackers are going to be 3 different factions. It's going to be the Huns, the Ostrogoths, and the Visigoths. Full armies, they can take whatever they want, they just have to be different armies. And so that's one side of it, and then the other side of it is going to be the defenders, of course, holding out within the city. And we decided to split this up more like sub-commanders. And the way it works is one of the commanders is only allowed to bring the crappiest of the Roman units. And so what you're going to be seeing is a lot of these Palatina, who are very low tier units, that they have to bring. So what's cool, and this is actually what one of you guys had recommended a couple, or pretty far back, one of you guys had said, hey, you should totally do a massive battles or sub-commanders where you do like a siege, but then you split it up so one person is like, okay, the local militia, one guy's the elite reserve of the palace and stuff like that. And that's what we did, and I thought it plays out very well. And I'll let you guys obviously judge that, but yeah, this is how it kind of works out. So we're going to put our really crap units up in the front, the Palatina, and then some Ballistari and Levies. So you can see the really crap units are going to be at the forefront of this battle. Meanwhile, some elite Ravenna Ballistari are going to be over there, as well as some more of our reserve forces. So the Herculani Signores, Cornuti Signores, a lot of the elite tier guys. I picked the Palace Guards. So you can see my guys over here lined up, and so they're going to be at the center of the city. The city itself is obviously going to be Ravenna, so it makes sense to have the elite Ravenna units. And then I also have one of these Scolae Gentiles, or Gentiles. God, I'm terrible with the names, so I'm gonna stop trying to pronounce it. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna be kind of going around with these guys. And then the last remaining Roman army is kind of the mid tier, and so Legios, more of those Protectores Domestici, so more of these guys over here, and the opponents are going to start rambling or sort of moving forward, but they get stuck, and they get stuck in these swamps. You can see the city showers kind of moving around slowly, trying to get past. And this is one of the cool features of a siege on Ravenna, is the fact that you have swamps, and so the opponents are going to take one look at this city, and they're going to be like, nope. Especially with the defenders on the wall, they're going to let us try and fend for our own. So on that front, they're going to just be doing holding action, and meanwhile this is where the actual fight is going to take place. And this is where we're actually going to go ahead and get some of the cinematics. Our catapult is actually going to land some of the preliminary shots. Oh my god, another wall is opening up, so the opponents are not wasting time to demolish our defenses, and here they come. Tons and tons. They're going to pour everything into this fight. We can take a look at who's coming in here real quick before the fighting happens. So the first line is going to be a bunch of these Gothic warbands, some Gothic Palatina defectors taking the brunt of the shots, Thracian warriors waiting to do cleanup action, and then a whole bunch of Uor archers to finish us off. And now, let's go ahead and take a look at this sort of strategically. So we're going to be holding various choke points. We have our elite guys in the back, Ballistari lined up to start to get some flanking shots as the units come in. And now, let's go ahead and not waste any more time as the opponents start to come up through the ridge. And we have our guys lined up here with the sharp stone beds. And the opponents are going to start poking through that position. They broke down another part of the gate. Our units are going to try and shift, form up into shield wall, and try and withstand the coming assault. But now look at this. Oh my god, here they come. They're going to be slowed down a little bit by these barricades, but just barely. So here comes the warbands charging into our shield wall formation. And we are not going to last long. Let's watch this as they come into this force. Oh my god. And they're going to wash like water on like stone here against the Roman force. But on tier 2 escalation that we're on, you know that the stats of defenders are severely nerfed. So you combine that with the fact that you have some pretty heavily upgraded attackers coming in. These are crap units. This is, like I said, the local levy. We're going to get shredded. And now here comes the archers. So this entire front, let's put this on pause, is basically collapsing. We did have some nice spike traps that went off and killed a decent amount. And then we have another choke point here with my elite Ballistari who can move and close off that choke point. But anyways, let's go ahead and go back to watching the sheer slaughter coming down through here. That's fine. This is just the holding force, the militias that's going to get slaughtered. If this is the movie, these are all the no-named characters in the movie who go ahead and get slaughtered. Meanwhile, our heroes are elsewhere. And yeah, here they're going to start breaking. And now our opponents are going to start moving up the main area up through here. We're going to pull back. We're going to pull back very, very quickly. My elite Ballistari, let's put K insert, are going to be turning around. They're going to be defending their home, so here we go. Crossbow shots getting off. Oh, pause. I clicked, oh, what's going on with the controls? The fuck? Okay, weird. Yeah, I clicked N to try and get a zoomed in version. Sorry for the gimmicky cameras. I just want to get you guys the most cinematic shots. There we go. So now you get a better view of what they're shooting at. So here come a bunch of these very high tier UR warriors pushing down the center. And we're going to be able to take another volley, I believe, at these guys before they get too close. So there you go. Oh my god, absolutely devastating those units. And then we're going to pull out at the last moment. So my Ravenna Ballistari are going to be snipers in action. These UR warriors picked down to half strength. And then look at this, we're going to have a lot more of my Magister Militum units and archer units coming to save my guys here. So we're going to get some nice shots to protect our guys. Meanwhile, in the distance, nothing is really happening. We tried a cavalry excursion, but they reformed and protected themselves. Over here, we've been absolutely broken, and now we're going to fall back to some of our defenses. Here comes the barbarian hordes coming in, and they're going to start blowing up our defenders on the walls over there. So these are some of my elite tier units hiding behind that little barricade, and we're just going to try and buy time, but they're going to go right around that wall. They're going to seek the path of last resistance. And what they're trying to do, actually, which was really smart, is you can see how we have committed some elite Ballistari and my general over here. I'm flattening these UR warriors, but what'll happen, put this on slow motion, is if we don't hold this crossing, then these entire warbands can get a pincer movement and take out our most veteran units. So we're in team chat right now. Like I said, this was kind of a sub-commanders format, and so I'm trying to get my guy here to fall back with most of his guys and then turn about and hold this choke point. He has to be the guy in place to do the exfiltration mission for my general. Just hold long enough for my general to get some nice kill on some expensive UR warriors, take them out, and then we're going to disengage. My general himself was going to try and buy time for my elite Ballistari, and so now here comes the extract going on. Magister Militum took a lot of casualties, but I think it was perhaps deserved. Got a lot of kills on these UR warriors. Oh, put this on pause. Sorry, we're going to have to try and get all the action. The barbarians are literally at the gates here. Let's get a nice shot of the combat going here. Huh, look at all these Plumbata darts coming down through the center. So they're going to start hacking away at this gate. And look at what's on the other side. All of my elite Palatina guys. So these are the Palace defenders. They're going to brace because they know. Let's look at this from this perspective. They kind of know what's on the other side. Just a whole bunch of barbarians. That's so freaking funny. And here we go. Now it collapses. The awkward moment where you're like, and then here they go, charging through here. And I should be able to hold these guys up pretty well. Another nice thing we have is a whole group of archers in the distance who are going to turn about, I believe, soon. Yeah, they're going to come about and reform, help hold this choke point. My seniores are dropping ridiculously. I mean, look at that. They're supposed to be the elite of elite, silvered up against, well, I guess it's Thracian warriors. So they're getting a good amount of kills on us. Over there, we're retreating. We successfully were able to hold this position. However, the enemy is going to start pouring in a lot of men. What we did over here is we held our units. I have my Cornutia Seniores at awkward angles, and the reason we did those angles is so you can see these Sagittari. They can shoot into the backs of these guys, and our archers over here can shoot into the backs of these guys. So we're trying to get the most cost-effective defense possible. So my elite guys holding up the normal defenders, the base sub-commander guy who was in charge of the low tier units is basically going to be done for. He's kind of out of men. The ones that he does have left are going to be absolutely routed. We have Protectores Domestici. We're going to try and keep holding this front up, but like I said, it's just going to be crumbling. And we're going to have to pull off the defenses from this side, try and retreat back to the city center, because the entire left flank, I mean, I'm going to put K, you can see how it's being swarmed. All the breaches are being pushed out all the choke points are being held in contention, and so we have to pull back our reserve forces, fall back to the central plaza. Meanwhile, this is going to just, you know, be the calling card for this entire army to move on the wall that's now been vacated of defenders. So now they're going to be moving up unharassed, not scared of any cavalry assault. They're going to be taking some tower damage, but it's really going to be not too much. And this is, again another swarm of Gothic warbands plus crossbowmen who can do a lot of damage against our guys who are tied up. Let's see, we haven't explored this area quite in a while. So now we're going to be forming up. Again, trying to have more of the archers shifting around. Some of the shots cresting over the hill. Very, very epic to say the least. And then I still have my Ballistari position on this flank, and I was telling my ally to form up, you know, form up in an angle like this so I can still get some clear shots on as they try and engage with you. So here come combined UR warriors, the Huns plus the Goths are going to be pushing in here. But at least I have my elite Ravenna Ballistari, and these are some guys that can't really be affected by the detrimental effects of escalation, because, you know, a projectile is a projectile. Despite your morale, it's going to still do just as much damage. So now we're going to be pouring in the fire. We're going to be getting pretty cost effective over here, absolutely destroying those guys. So this place is going to be locked down. You can see the opponents realize that they're going to be pulling back their Gothic warband horde, and they're going to be pushing into this position. Over here, we were able to clean that up. The combined arcs of fire for archers worked well, and here my Herculeani Signores are still holding out. We were reinforced by yet more Legios and other general units. And you can see the amount of kills we got in this area once the defense is stabilized, but now the enemy archers are going to be mercilessly just pounding this position. Oh my god. So all our elite tier guys that I left here are going to get absolutely just bushwhacked. And here comes the flying column of the Gothic warband inside the city, along with some defectors, I believe. So we're going to decide to pull on out of there. And as I do, obviously I'm going to be getting flamed in the back. But it's something that had to be done. Oh my god, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is one of the reasons why I think this game could definitely you know, benefit from the blood and gore, because this is already chaotic enough. I mean, add blood and gore and you have some crazy effects. We're going to countercharge with one of our units. This is going to be my Scolae Gentiles, and they're going to come and crush this Gothic block and threaten the archers. So yes, I'm going to get flamed. I'm losing a ton of men, but it was enough to just absolutely destroy this entire horde, and that's going to check the assault there. Over in this position, like I said, we hemmed up our opponents with the flank, and now we're going to be able to charge in with some more elite tier guys. So we're doing a pretty good job of isolating the opponents, countering them, and then charging them with the most cost-effective units possible. And this area is starting to stabilize. I mean, they still have a general, but we have a lot of archers now concentrating fire on the defectors. The morale is not going so well, and so we're like, yes, victorious. And then all of a sudden, you hear the war horns at the gates on this flank, and you realize, oh right, there's an entire other army. They're going to be moving forward. They're pretty much unmolested. We did have some traps out here that were able to kill a good amount of men. And now they're going to be forming up in good order, and all our guys over here committed intensive spears. These are, again, the Levy subcommander, and he's going to be pulling back with all haste. He has some of his dudes positioned here just to try and get some shots, but he's not going to stick around long enough to hear what happens. And now more of these UR warriors are going to try and pick off our guys. We're going to fall back and position ourselves. But again, we're being, you know, harried by all of these archers here. We can't push out too far, and any of these positions where we try and hold out past the extremities of our defense, well, then we're going to be threatened by units coming around the choke points. So the UR warriors, at least we're going to be able to threaten them at every choke point. You know, they can get around our flanks, but then that's where we're going to get into their flanks with some nice archer fire. The javelins from the right flank going to slow these guys down, and hopefully buy enough time for our guys to get some nice shots. So here we go. Guess they're not firing. They should be. Okay, we're going to have some more archers lining up to fire. So we're going to pull these guys back. We don't want to allow the UR warriors to get just close enough. And now a couple more archer volleys coming in. You can see actually some of the arrows getting embedded on the shields. So these guys do have some pretty good armor. But now a couple more volleys in here into a small unit, and we should be destroying it. We were able to clean up the enemy general, force him back. Now the archers are going to be pushing up. We are holding the crossroads, which are with our Sagittari, and here again the elite Ravenna Ballistari, you know, this is their home. They're going to be showing up everywhere, and every one of these arrows has been crafted with love. And they're going to be, you know, making the attackers pay. These elite guys, oh my god, getting so many kills. Absolutely, they're the wreckers of this attacking force. And so I'm helping these guys hold. I mean, they're going to hold back this entire front. The opponents can try and push forward, and they're going to be doing that more successfully on the left. But my elite Ballistari here are going to be the ones holding the choke points. And now they're going to be pushing forward on the right with their general and the archers. I'm going to pull back my Ballistari to perhaps a more covered position. The opponents are going to start to push up. Again, you can see some of the Falksmen, I believe, leading the charge. So this is very, very scary for archers who are going to be pulling back. But they're going to be pulling back in a very odd location. Look, again, the opponents have done a very good job of cornering our units. So very good coordination on the attacking side. This is a very scary place to be if you're this archer. Oh, God. So, yeah, not good. We're going to try and come to the rescue and save these guys, but yeah, even the general's getting in on it. I was able to snipe him with my elite Ravenna guys. I'm going to countercharge with my Magister Militum, or at least try to, but then the archer fire was too strong. So let's watch these poor archers getting completely isolated. And Thracian warriors in the back of archers. Oh my god, that's like, I don't know, bringing a mace and destroying a marshmallow. I mean, there's no holding up to the sheer killing power of a Falx against an archer. Yeah, that's just going to absolutely break them. So there goes the last remaining, you know, a good clump of archers who could get a lot of kills. And now we're going to be holding up at the main defense some of my remaining Herculiani Senores, and they're going to be trying to hold the passes, but the enemy is not going to be messing around. They're going to have all of their crossbowmen, you know, kind of returning the favor. And now they're going to be charging up the front, going straight for the capture point. This is not looking good for us. My Magister Militum was able to kill some of the enemy swords, but now here they come. And here I get the last remaining guys on my side are the elite Ballistari. And again, making their presence known, taking out scores of these barbarians, not letting their home be taken without a fight. My guys did reform on this flank. Oh, here we go. And I was actually targeting the enemy general. So he's going to charge after my guys, and I'm going to be going, you know, without a... It's not going to be easy to take these guys out, so we're able to destroy some of the last general units. This was the Hunnic general, so we killed Attila in this last charge, made him pay, and I'm going to countercharge this other Germanic noble unit. I'm doing everything to make these guys go out with a bang. But that's going to be about it for the battle. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your recommendations. As always, like I say, I do read through the comments. For example, this battle was inspired by someone who said, hey, why don't you do a defense where, you know, you have one guy take high tier, one guy medium, one guy low tier units. And I think it paid off very well. Very, very fun battle. Perhaps not the most balanced fight, especially with tier 2 escalation. But I mean, tier 2 escalation is just so epic. We couldn't really help ourselves. And there we go. Here's the last unit committing themselves to the fight. Very epic, and I hope to be able to actually try different sieges. As you guys have seen, we did Constantinople, we did Rome, now we've done Ravenna, so we've done a lot of Roman cities, but what I'm thinking of doing is, hey, why don't we do Ctesiphon or some of the Sassanid capitals, or maybe if you guys know of some other interesting cities that we could try out, I'm all ears, that's for sure. So there we go, the taking of the city, Ravenna has fallen, so we're going to be tracing the collapse of the empire, I guess, at this point. And there goes the rest of my elite Palatina guards, trying to hold up in the palace, as always. But there you go. There you have it. Very fun battle. And now we can see the Hunnic horde lifting its flag. But like I said, I was actually pretty happy that my elite Ballistari were able to kill Attila. So the battle should be over. There you go. And now we can go ahead and end the replay. I want to take a look at some of the stats actually on these units. It's unfortunate that you don't see how many kills you got total, but you can start to see it on my unit. The elite Ballistari, 227 kills. Yep, really good. Blackjack here, who was given the, you know, low tier guys, getting a decent amount of kills for what they are. But these Palatina were wrecked. I mean, on tier 2 escalation where you have so many debuffs, these guys are basically as good as archers and melee. So the archers, you know, getting more kills because obviously they can shoot from a distance. Jome here was our mid-tier guy, kind of got thrashed, it looks like. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, Uar Warriors doing pretty well. Chosen Uar Warriors. These guys are guys who are going to get hit by the nerf. Gothic Palatina defectors, Thracian Warriors. Yeah, so definitely a very fun battle. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, leave your comments and suggestions below. See you in the next one.